Hey y'all, welcome to Hey guys, welcome to Project Open Box. Excuse that in the beginning. Um, Previously dubbed as the Transparency Project. I'm going to be picking out of the handy dandy little numbers situation. As you can see, I'm low on numbers. Um, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Anyway, I'm going to be picking a number and reading off a piece of paper the question and answering the question. This is Soletically Yours on YouTube. How you doing? And you can check us out on Twitter, Project Open Box. And you can check me out on tap me out on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter. Soletic Love. That's SOULETICLOVE. As well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to it, huh? If you guys have any questions, anything you want to know, anything you want to ask, I'm accepting questions. I do have to do, I'm doing this for 100 days, and then beyond, of course. This has become a project that is very near and dear to my heart. So we are number 22. Okay, let's see. If you want to know where I've been or why it has taken me so long to finish this and why there was such a long delay in between videos, go back to the last video. I fully explained all of that. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask because I'll answer. Okay. All right. So question number 22. Since you deal with depression, how do you ensure your children won't struggle with depression, and do you believe that it's hereditary? Ensure my children won't deal with depression. I don't think there's any way that you can ensure that your children won't deal with hardships in life, or any type of chemical imbalance or mental hang up. It's impossible to ensure that your children don't deal with things. If that were the case, then I'm sure my mom would have ensured that I never dealt with it, and your mom, and such and so on and so forth, you know. There is no way to ensure that my kids won't deal with the issues or even experience some of the things that I've experienced. I could do my best to try and protect them and keep them from heartache and try and keep them from things happening. But reality is, life happens, and when life comes, it comes hard and fast, and you just got to be ready sometimes. Only thing I can do is equip them with the tools necessary to get past the hardships in life, and to know, it's okay for things to be difficult, and it's okay for you not to fully understand the things that you're experiencing, and it's okay for things to look like they're not, that like there's no upside, but there is. Just keep pushing. So the only thing that I feel like I can do to ensure that my children understand how to deal with life's hits is to give them the tools to push forward, and to give them the tools of understanding, and to tell them about life, and to be honest with them and raw with them about what life is and what it brings, instead of, oh, it's just sugar and kittens and puppies, and then they walk outside and get run over by life's train. Like, come on, let's be serious here. Life is not simple. It's complicated. It's raw, but it's beautiful. And even in the downs, there's light. There's an upside to everything. Everyone talks about the silver lining, but even in the hard stuff, there's reason, there's purpose, there's understanding to be had, there's growth to be had, there's a lot of things that happen in the downs of life that a lot of people, I feel like, ignore or completely miss because they're focused on the trouble and the struggle rather than the purpose and the message. If you miss the message, you're going to keep having to repeat those struggles. So, if you understand the message or you take the time to see what it is that you're supposed to learn from your trial, then hey, that's what I feel like that's all I can instill in my children, is that no matter what you're going through, there's always a purpose, there's always a message, and there's always something that you can gain or grasp from that situation in order to pass it along to someone else. Everything that we go through is not necessarily for us, in my opinion. There's a lot of things that I have been through that I know that weren't for me, but for someone else, or for someone that I could pass it along to them. I had a hard time dealing with this for a long time. And it was one of the reasons that I was so depressed for so long, because I couldn't understand why I'd experienced X, Y, Z, and back to A again. And there seemed to be no rest in it. I couldn't understand why I had experienced rape, why I had experienced, abandonment and disheartenment, and why I had experienced a breakup, and why I had a child at what I would have considered an early age. And I mean, of course, we all know why I had a baby at an early age. It's no secret there. But just the things that have taken place in my life that led up to that point, I couldn't understand a lot of things that I've experienced that I had no control over. And now that I know that they're not all necessarily for me, but maybe for someone else, I mean, had I not experienced a lot of those things, who knows? Would I even be doing this right now? Probably not, because I would have had no heartache or struggle to relate to, or to even speak of depression. So I think all you can do when you're talking about depression is to, and your children, is to equip them with the tools to know how to get past it and to maybe not get into the ruts that I have experienced, or the trenches that I have laid in, because I didn't understand the reality of life is meant for progression, and your struggle is not you. Do you believe that it's hereditary? No, I don't, by any means. Do I believe that bad behavior can be passed along, or bad ideals can be passed along? Absolutely. I do think that you can have ideas about life and your family mantras that are not healthy, and that can feed into you falling into depression because of your outlook and the way that you see things. So I believe that those things being passed along, or the way that you cope with and the way that you deal with stress, can come from the roots of your family, and that can lead into depression. But do I think that depression itself is hereditary? No. Depression is brought on. Yes, they say it's a chemical imbalance. Yes, but this chemical imbalance is brought on by poor thinking, and poor thinking brings about poor behavior. Poor behavior brings about poor physical standing and mental health. Like, if your outlook is constantly toxic, you're going to poison yourself. Period. So if you can't see the upside to things that are going on in your life, yes, you're going to be imbalanced. Yes, you're not going to understand what's going on with your life. And the more that you speak death and speak negativity onto yourself, your body's going to start embodying that, and it's going to come out with something that's negative and that's toxic. Depression. So even though, yes, there are some people that are just imbalanced and don't have the chemical flexibility within themselves, that's not everyone. And it can all be helped. I believe that every thing that happens with us, we are equipped to handle. We are equipped to overcome it. We just have to fight for it. And we're not all warriors. Some of us have a hard time with that, but that's where your support system comes in at, and why I say we should seek out help regardless of what the situation is. There is always a means of escape. Even in a burning building, there's a window somewhere. You just have to find it. You have to want the window. So and it's hard. Don't think that I'm saying that just because, you want it, it's going to just magically appear. You're going to have to crawl, fight, cry, bite, scream, and prod your way to it sometimes. But it's there. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't even happen in a month sometimes, or 2 months, or 3 months, or a year. But it happens. And just like with anything else that's difficult, if you push hard enough, the reward will be that much greater once you get to the other side of that thing. Have I combated depression? Yes. Have I overcome it completely? No. Do I still have bad days? Absolutely. Whoa. Absolutely. Do I still have days where I just feel like I don't want to get out of bed? Yep. Sure do. Have I recently had days where I felt like I didn't want to get out of bed? Yep. Sure have. But it's a choice. And like prime example today, I didn't want to do anything. But I had to push myself to do it because I know that's what needed to be done. And I knew that I was going to feel better if I pushed myself than I would if I just laid in it. I mean, we don't want our child to pee on themselves and then sit down in the pee. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, if you feel like you're not good and you're not okay, you should push yourself that much further that day. Get up, take a shower, comb your hair, put on makeup, put some clothes on that's going to make you feel good about yourself. Put on some cute shoes, you know what I'm saying? Get yourself together and get yourself physically dressed and feeling the best that you can, so that you can push yourself mentally and you can have the capacity to push yourself mentally further. Because if you look at yourself looking well and look like you're feeling well, you're going to push yourself up. You're going to balance out. You're going to finally, maybe not all the way, but at least for a few moments of that day, you're going to find some balance. And you might even catch yourself laughing a little bit. And as you do that, day in and day out, you get better. It happens. So, back to the question, I guess. Ensure your children won't struggle. All I can show my kids is the truth. This is what mommy went through. This is how I got through it. And this is how I struggled with it. Instead of me doing the typical coddle your kid and keep them from the danger, let me show you what danger looks like. Let me show you what it is that mommy actually went through, and let me show you how mommy came through it. Let me talk to you about it. Let me be honest with you about it. I'm very honest with my children about the realities of life and how my life and the things that I do or the choices that I'm going to make are going to affect them. I'm very open with them about how I don't always make the right decisions, and sometimes my wrong decisions are going to affect their life. Is it a good thing that I'm that honest with them? I don't know. But that's the way that I parent, because I don't want them to ever be blindsided by anything when they get older, and to think that, hey, life was so sweet and it's just so wonderful and nothing ever changes and it's okay and we're just going to keep a nice face, and then they get smacked in the face and they just can never recover from it. No, I'm not going to do it to them. I'm just not. I refuse. There's parents that tell me that that is the wrong way to parent, and it robs them of their childhood. But what is childhood other than teaching you how to be an adult? And if you don't learn how to speak up and to stand on your own 2 feet as a child, what makes you think you're going to be able to do it as an adult? I don't know. We'll put a pin in that. But That's all I can do. So that's the way that I raise them. That's the way that I teach them, and that's what I do. Um, my life is kind of hectic and has been for a little bit, but it's mine. And I have chosen to live and to continue and move forward and to allow, not even allow God, but just to let go and just let God do what it is that he sees fit and the things that he wants to do, and I follow his direction. Regardless of what you believe in, we all believe that something is pushing us in some way, whether it be, Mother Nature or Jesus Christ or Buddha or whoever, or even just belief in self. We all believe that there's some type of something. We all have some type of mantra that is pushing us forward. And for me, it's just prayer and, understanding of what it is that God would have me to do and listening. Based on what you believe in, that's your thing. So for me, I know that I have grown and this is a journey, and my children have been along with me on it. So why not be honest with them about this journey that they're on against their will? But I that's pretty much all I can do. So I think I've answered the question. Oh, thank you guys for tuning in. You want to know what has happened and where I've been? Look at the last video. I do discuss journey that I've been on and why the video stopped after 10 or 11 videos. But we're back full swing now. So this is no longer the Transparency Project. This is Project Open Box. And we're the Open Box Project. I'm sleepy. Don't mind me. But we're definitely putting up website and where you guys are going to be able to participate, and you can check us out on Twitter as well as the YouTube channel. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember that you guys need to be open and honest about who you are and what you're going through. Reach out if you need some help. By all means, email me lyric painted polaroids at yahoo.com. Yeah, so I guess without further ado, these videos were started in memory of Aisha Yvonne Marie Morgan. We appreciate you, and we are grateful for her life as well as for the lessons that have come out of it. So guys, if you're depressed, know that you're not alone. Know that there's a way out, and there is always an open door or an open window. If you need help finding it, reach out and someone will definitely help you. If you don't have anybody to help you, I will. Okay, you hit me up on Twitter or the email that I just listed, or even on my Instagram. There's any way that you see fit, even on my YouTube, whatever, and we can chat, and I'll keep your anonymity. I won't tell anybody about it. I just want everybody to be healthy, be safe, and to live. Okay, so live, be prosperous, and combat depression one day at a time. Thanks. Oh, gummit, that's a long video.